Hello, how are you? Today I brought a recipe for those of you who want to replace meat in your daily meals. Many people look for this substitution, whether for health reasons because they don't consume animal-based foods or because of the price of meat, which has gone up a lot recently. So, many of you have asked me for an alternative that is still high in protein, tasty, and has that meaty texture we all like. If you're looking for a recipe like this, you're going to love it. Stay until the end because you won't want to miss it. Before we start, I want to ask you, which type of meat is cheapest in your city? Write it for me down below. I'd love to see your comment. Have you been making any substitutions in your daily meals because of food prices? Tell me how that's been for you. I'd love to see your comment. Remember that down below in the description, I always leave the ingredients with the quantities so it turns out right when you make it at home. So here in my pan, I'm going to put it on and add our olive oil to start browning the seasonings. Before anything else, I'm going to start by browning the onion until it becomes more translucent. And when we use affordable foods like these, I'm adding just a pinch of salt here, okay? Ideally, we should be patient and give the food time to saute properly so we can extract all of its flavor. Onion, besides being a wonderful seasoning, also brings many health benefits. It is very rich in soluble fiber. It's highly prebiotic, good for intestinal function, and also has many other benefits for immunity. I have videos here on the channel talking about all these foods I'm going to use here. The links to the YouTube videos I've already made will be in the description next to each ingredient. If you want to learn more about these foods, take a look down below. After the onion starts to become translucent like this, I add the garlic. Remember that garlic is very rich in allicin, but only if we prepare it the right way. I also have videos here on the channel talking more about this, and ideally you should chop, grind, or crush the garlic 15 minutes before using it. Remember that garlic is also very beneficial for your health, especially for cardiovascular health, blood pressure, immunity, and even for controlling blood sugar. I recently made a really nice video about garlic, and I'll leave it down below as well. I'm going to add some seasonings here. I'll add a bit of cumin, which will give a special flavor to our dish. And I'm going to add a bit of Calabrian chili pepper here, which I love. But if you don't eat spicy food, you don't necessarily have to add it. Here you should use the seasonings you like the most. But obviously, the more seasoning we use, the less salt we need, right? Because they will season the food and it will be healthier. It all depends on the flavor and the benefits you want. Now that the seasonings are well sauteed, I'm going to add my already cooked, very soft lentils to the pan. Lentils are a plant-based food that's very rich in protein, and many people don't know that. So lentils are going to be an excellent substitute here. Of course, it also has carbohydrates, but they're very healthy carbs because since it has protein and a lot of fiber, the glycemic index is much lower, so it's an excellent addition. The secret trick in this recipe is the lentil, which is already very soft. So I already cooked it beforehand. You can cook it however you like, and I just cooked it in water. I didn't need to add any other ingredients to cook it because I wanted it to absorb the seasoning here later when we saute it. Besides the lentil, I'm going to add grated carrot here. With the skin and all, remembering that carrot has a lot of insoluble fiber, beta-carotene, and much less carbohydrate than most people think. So now we just wait for this to mix together. The carrot will help give it an interesting texture, and the lentil, as we stir it, will start to break down. You'll see. If I think it's necessary, I'll add a little bit of water here because I want this to turn into a dough. So for now, there's no need yet. But if I think it will need it soon, I'll add a bit of water little by little until it reaches the right consistency. Look, I kept adding a little water and mashing it with the spatula until it turned into this paste here. And ideally, we want to get to this point here, see, using as little liquid as possible so we can get the right consistency to shape them as if they were steaks. So now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a flour that's really magical because it helps dry out the mixture a lot. I'm going to use coconut flour, which is not shredded coconut and doesn't taste like coconut. It's very low carb, very high in fiber, and it absorbs a lot of liquid. If you don't want to use it or can't find it, you can use ground flaxseed, ground chia, psyllium, or even oat flour if you're not concerned about the carbs. So I'm going to sprinkle it in here and give it a stir so it dries out this mixture a bit more and gets to the consistency I'm looking for. So we can shape it and finish it in the frying pan, just like our plant-based steak should be. So look, I grabbed my frying pan here and I'm going to finish the dough just so you can see how it turns out. See, it really becomes very moldable, very pliable. And now I'm going to do one at a time to give it a little golden crust so we get that crispy outside and a softer inside. It's going to be delicious. So I'm just going to finish shaping it exactly the way I want. And then I'll come back so we can taste these delights. Just wait a moment. It looks amazing, doesn't it? I put 2 here, but just so you know, this recipe makes 5, so it's still really good because it yields a lot. Now I'm going to show you the texture. Make this at home. You're going to love it. Look at this. Just look. Isn't that incredible? So tell me, what would you eat this delicious treat with? I would definitely eat it with a hearty salad. Remember to like the video. It really helps me out. Don't forget to check out my playlist of vegetarian recipes. There are lots of delicious options there. And while you're at it, share the video too, right? Share it with someone you think will like it or someone who needs it. Let's grow our chain of kindness. That's what I want with the channel. Let's try it. So delicious. It's wonderful. If you served this to me and told me it was meat, I'd believe you. It's so well seasoned. Make it at home. You're going to love it. See you next time. Bye.